Hello and welcome. I'm Suchetna Ray. I come to you live from the Hindustan Times headquarters in New Delhi. Since the birth of IPL, there has been one debate raging forever. Do you love IPL? Do you hate IPL? Is IPL corrupting cricket? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you two very senior editors. For the motion, Kunal Pradhan, and against the motion, Rajesh Mahapatra. So we will begin with the critics who think that IPL is corrupting cricket.
Sucheta, I think corrupting cricket is not how I would exactly phrase it. See, I think the IPL was created at a time when they thought that cricket needed a boost in terms of television audiences, in terms of revenue. It was created for a very specific purpose
Right.
to cater to this new audience, to involve a lot of people who watch general entertainment in the evening, and tell them that no need to watch general entertainment. We are going to give you entertainment through cricket, a game that you like, and basically we are going to give you this festival of fours and sixes
Yes.
that you will come and you have
The
a good
carnival
time.
that
Yeah,
it
it's a
is.
carnival, and they said it's a marriage between cricket and entertainment.
Yes.
That's how they sold it, right?
Absolutely.
The problem that I have with the IPL is that over the years, this marriage between cricket and entertainment has become a marriage between various different things, right?
Okay.
So it started off as an NBA.
Which are marketing tools.
Yeah, so it started
essentially.
off as an NBA style auction, being married to this Christie, NBA style draft with the Christie's auction, glitz, glamour, you had Bollywood stars buying teams, etc. But at some point it reached a stage where it started impeding on what was actually cricket. So, at the NBA they have an all-star weekend
Yeah.
in which they have a slam dunk competition and they have a three-point shooting competition, which is great. It's great entertainment. It happens for one weekend a year and then they go away. They don't start saying that because you won the three-point competition, I'm going to put you straight into the starting lineup of an NBA team. They recognize that this is something else, while the real sport is something else. So the problem that has happened with the IPL, I feel, and there's been an IPLization of Indian cricket,
Okay.
which has basically made it the centerpiece of the entire cricket calendar, and and you're ignoring all other cricket, and you're
Okay.
only promoting that.
So he's talking about IPLization of Indian cricket. He's throwing jargons of NBA at you. How do you get back at that?
I'm not a great fan of cricket. I do not follow cricket. I do not understand cricket as much as Kunal understands. For me, and I'm not a sports person as
Right.
he is. For me, sport is just another form of entertainment, and I love IPL for that. And I love IPL for the various reasons that Kunal hates IPL, or rather, he doesn't
Like
watch
IPL.
IPL. I thought the first thing that sort of drew me to IPL in 2007, that's when the first edition started. It's a match that gets over very quickly. Now, I've never liked cricket because
It goes on
I
for an
grew
entire
up,
day.
I grew up seeing
For
my
5 days.
father waste a lot of time watching Test cricket. I grew up seeing my uncle spend a lot of time watching Test cricket. When I came to the university and colleges, I saw a lot of people bunking classes to watch ODIs when in the 80s and 90s we had them playing out on television channel and access to television at home. When I started working, I saw people bunking work to watch ODIs, and those are I thought it was colossal wastage of productive man hours. So I never got into that. So when IPL came, I said, wow, this is a good format. It sort of gets over in 3.5 hours to
yeah.
4 hours, and it always starts in the evening. So it doesn't come during the day. So it could become a substitute for a movie. It could become a substitute for in any other kind of refreshment or after work form of engaging yourself. So it's fine with me. But what appealed to me the most that this very innovative way of bringing cricket, entertainment, and business together. I thought
It was
came up-
innovation.
It was innovation, and it did pretty well. And for me, it was if this model that worked pretty well was to be replicated in other areas, I saw it as a source of what you call it, kind of gagging up the economy So I looked at it as a very different. Yes, I know there were a lot of critics, but never, what was happening there were you are bringing in business, you are bringing in sports,
And you're
you are-
giving entertainment.
and you were providing entertainment, and in the process you were creating a very virtuous cycle of demand generation. So that's my first reason why I liked IPL. The second reason why I liked IPL, and did you watch? You didn't watch yesterday's match.
No, I
You
don't
did.
watch IPL.
He's saying he doesn't watch IPL.
Because I
Yes.
love
See,
cricket.
that is where you miss out.
And
That-
he loves IPL because he doesn't love cricket.
that is where you miss out when you try to be a puritanist. Okay, I watched it. Okay, I watched it, and it was a wonderful innings by Ajinkya Rahane. I have difficulties even in pronouncing his name because I don't watch cricket so
right.
much. But I saw this young man. I think it was the 2009 or 10. I don't recall. And I had never seen that face. And because I did not follow cricket, I didn't know that he was a great Ranji player already.
Yeah.
Okay, but there I saw this young man. I said, this man has got a great potential. He's an unknown quantity to me. He comes from a small town, and I said, I instantly bet on him. I said, this man is going to go places, and today we are here and we see that Ajinkya Rahane has emerged as one of the finest
Players.
player that India today has. And Ajinkya Rahane is not the only one. When you got 10 teams going out to scout for some 400 players, 300 players, the opportunity for the small town
Right.
aspiring cricketer is tremendous. As a small town boy, I relate to that. And I also appreciate and understand the difficulties of how people get into it.
So
And
Rajesh, you're making two very important points, so we come back to you. But before that, all of you who are watching us, some of you are complaining that the sound isn't great, but we've just checked, we're audible. Please make sure that you can hear us properly because we are fine as far as our audio levels are concerned. If you are enjoying what you're watching, press the like button, share it with your friends and family, and quickly send us your questions and your opinions. Thank you very much. We've got quite a few opinions there. Some are... Okay, good morning, says Rakesh Shukla. Good morning back to you. And I have to come to Kunal with the points that Rajesh raised. He likes IPL for two reasons. He thinks it's the biggest hook to
there are
pull
more
somebody-
reasons, but they will come.
Yes, of course. The two that he mentioned, one is that he thinks that IPL is a very good hook as far as to pull new spectators to cricket. And secondly, he thinks it is a great platform for finding out new talent. Kunal.
See, I think the impact that the IPL has had is instead of pulling new spectators to cricket, it has actually taken away old spectators from cricket.
Yeah.
And it has made them IPL watchers. See, it was a format that was created for the idle channel surfer, not for the cricket fan. But what has happened is the way the IPL has been sold.
Yeah.
See, what passes off as IPL commentary, for example, is, I believe, huckstering, right?
Okay.
So basically, what is happening is you have a new product. You are all, most of the commentators who are there are, linked with the BCCI in some way or the other. They need to sell this product. So now we get ourselves in a situation where we are sitting in an IPL commentary box. There are 20 runs to get in the last over.
Yes.
And there's a discussion happening on what is he going to do? What strategy will he employ? As somebody who's watched cricket all his life, and even somebody who hasn't, when there are 20 runs to get in 6 balls, there's nothing you do. You take one leg out of the way and you have a wild slog.
Right.
But that is not how this is treated. See, the problem with the IPL is how it is never put in context. It is never put in context of what it actually is. That there are shorter boundaries, it is completely weighed in favor of the batsman. And cricket is not supposed to be, if I want
batter.
to hit 6 sixes in an over,
Yes.
I'm going to go to the video game. In all the cricket video games that they have, there's a mode in which it is as if you're playing on the moon, right?
Yeah.
So they take away, they make it moon's gravity, and so the ball travels 6 times higher. So if you're playing on that mode, so it's like cricket with cheat codes. So they call these
So
cheat
Kunal,
codes.
do you agree with Rahul Kejriwal when he said that should we do away with IPL to bring back glory days of one-day cricket? Do you agree with that?
See, I think the point that the IPL has reached, nobody can bring it back. Can take it away now. Because basically, there was a time, this discussion happened in the second, third edition of the IPL as well. That what is it that we are eventually trying to achieve from the IPL?
Right.
Are we only trying to make money? And is the Indian Cricket Board's job only to make money? or is the Indian Cricket Board's job to make money and then spend it back in the development of cricket? See, the biggest evidence of how IPL has taken over everything is very simple. It is what has happened to Ranji Trophy. Yeah, that is your genuine second-tier tournament.
Yes.
That is the tournament from which talent is supposed to come. That is the tournament in which Ajinkya Rahane had scored hundreds before he became discoverable through the IPL.
So you're taking the focus. You're saying that the focus
So
is being taken
basically,
away.
instead of focusing on formats that you should be focusing on
Right.
to develop cricket, you found this very simple, tool, and you're saying, okay, so, and you look at the impact it has on the players. If I need to be match fit for 4 overs, why should I be match fit for 90 overs? If I need to be match fit for a 25 ball 40, why should I be match fit for a 2-day century? And basically, coaches tell us that parents come to them these days and they say, बच्चे को
IPL fit बना दो.
छक्का मारना सिखा दो.
IPL fit बना दो.
No,
That is
that's not true. That's not true.
Before that, Rajesh, you were talking about the business that IPL is making. There's a very interesting question that Sanskar Gupta is asking. Let me rephrase your question, Mr. Gupta. He's saying, is excessive money not bad for BCCI? We've seen the corrupting impact that it has had on the cricket body in India. So what do you have to say about that?
I mean, there is a relative context to everything. When you had test matches and when ODIs came in, everybody said, oh, look, you're playing too many ODIs. And, the test was the purest form of cricket. And the tests didn't have much money. Okay? The money play went up several times with ODIs. And when television came in, it went up further. And I think, we shouldn't be complaining about these things. There is a relative context to everything. There is a larger economic milieu. The 90s are different from 80s. The new millennium is different from the 90s.
And why should money be a bad word?
Yes, I don't think. But let me come back to the point that Kunal was making about Ajinkya Rahane. Now, as I said, since I do not watch cricket, but I watched some movies on cricket. And I believe the script of those movies are not much of the true story. And we get this sense that, there were these clubs, there were these powerful people in the cricket world who sat in Mumbai, Delhi, and a few men in Chennai and Kolkata, and they had always a say on who should be picked. And he talked about how Ajinkya made what he made in Ranji before he came to. Now, I hadn't heard about Ajinkya. So if Ajinkya was not picked up, let us for a moment assume that if there was no IPL and Rahane was not picked for the Indian team, how many people would have gotten agitated about the fact that how did you miss out? So the scrutiny becomes much larger. I think every talent gets spotted, and that's a good thing. Now, if a player is good, you cannot ignore him.
Yes.
And there are 400. You are just casting the net so wide, and it's good for the country, and it's good in the process of making India a sporting nation because it also does wonderful things to people's aspiration.
Right.
So, I think we must not. I strongly believe that IPL has done wonderful job in triggering aspirations of small town sporting aspirants, not just for cricket. People are thinking if it could happen to cricket, it could happen elsewhere. Tomorrow you might see that in football. So that was my second point.
Rajesh, before you go to your third point, there are lots of people who agree with you. While Sachin believes that you should stay away from IPL, Bharat Malhotra has a very interesting comment to make. He's saying you might like it, you might hate it, but cricket is still cricket. You have a ball and a bat. Well, you need different kinds of skills in T20, maybe, but it's still cricket.
I want to ask Kunal one. What is wrong to score 20 runs of the last over, no matter how you? Who said that you have to score a run this way, not that way?
Or do you
who
hate the
has set these
commentators?
rules?
Who do you hate?
No,
Really?
no. It's not about hating the commentators, and it's not. See, the thing is, there is something that is meant for a certain audience, that is meant to be put with a certain into a certain context.
Okay.
I think the problem with the IPL is that, see, like Rajesh was talking about how in the 80s Test cricket used to be there, then ODI came, then
And there was the same
T20
debate
came,
that raged
etc.
on,
So
yeah.
there was a similar debate on what is good,
Yeah.
what is bad. At no stage were the money stakes so heavily skewed in the favor of one format. So there was a time when you played a test match for India, you made 1.5 lakh rupees. You played a one-day international for India, you made 1 lakh rupees. Obviously, 1 lakh into 5 days, so it was 5 lakhs versus 1.5 lakhs, but you know, there was a certain prestige in Test cricket. In the IPL, you've suddenly started getting
A lot
people
more
being
money.
sold for crores and crores and crores, right? The moment that happens, that basically becomes your bread and butter, right? You need to make sure whether you play Test cricket or not. I mean, some people, you know, Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane, who you know will still love to play Test cricket because they understand that that is, you know, how history is going to remember them. Nobody's going to remember them by the IPL record,
Of course.
right? So they want to be
No, but
compared
some
with
people might,
Bradman.
like
No, they
Rajesh.
want to be
Rajesh
compared with Bradman. They want to be compared with Sachin. They want to be compared. You know, they want to have their own place in cricket history. So I mean, there will be players who do that. But for a majority of players, your bread and butter becomes the IPL. You need to be fit for the IPL, even if you're carrying a little bit of an injury.
That's fine.
If you can,
Yeah.
you know, because it's not
Just slog
so
it out.
intensive on your body as compared to other cricket, you're going to do that. And basically, you're creating a culture where the IPL becomes a centerpiece of the cricket calendar. You know, so when this whole thing had started in the beginning,
Yeah.
the debate was that you're going to end up destroying Indian cricket because all Indian cricketers are going to become IPL cricketers,
But-
right?
but
But what
look-
has happened is, you know, and that is the power of the BCCI, and you know, hats off to them. The whole world now thinks the IPL is a centerpiece. So basically what has happened, and that is what I always argue,
Yeah.
that we are in the middle of witnessing a general lowering of cricketing standards.
But see,
Right.
Prakhar
Your-
Sajdeo,
yeah, sorry.
Kunal, has a question, and it's a rebuttal to what you're trying to say. He's asking that is it a coincidence that India's great grand success in the international stage has come only after the kickstart of the league?
No. There was a time when the IPL had just begun, when every tournament India went to immediately after the IPL, they lost. So India went to the Champions Trophy in England immediately after the IPL finished, and they were completely pulverized. And at that time, we were writing articles that is the IPL destroying Indian cricket because the team is just, the players are so exhausted with this 1.5 month cycle of, you know, traveling and partying and, you know, and
The
the
fatigue
IPL, you
of-
need to
of
do a
the
lot of
economy.
things in the IPL, you know, it's basically brand promotion.
Yes.
So you need to do a lot of brand promotion exercises, you need to attend the parties. It's not, you can't say that I don't want to be at the party because, you know, everything is sold, right? So that time we did a lot of articles, but you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm actually agreeing with Prakhar, but what has happened is the
is a
whole world.
it could be a coincidence.
No,
I
and
don't-
the whole world now, Rajesh, is focusing on the IPL. Now, not only Indian cricket, all cricket is being
Like
destroyed
Avinash Agarwal
simultaneously.
says, that it's a joyful game. For all of you who are enjoying what we are showing you here, if you're liking the debate, please press the like button, share it with your friends and family, and come back to us with your questions and your comments. Avinash Agarwal agrees with you, Rajesh. He doesn't want to get into the entire thought process that Kunal has. He's saying it's a joyful game. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, it is a joyful game, but I think it is also, I believe, again, putting the qualification first that I do not follow cricket, I believe that it has done something good to cricket probably. I think we are getting a large number of new players every year. We are discovering a lot of good talent, and I would think, I know I take that criticism of, you know, players having been entering into contracts where they have to spend time after the game to because, you know, the sponsors
You need to
have committed to
socialize
something. I
and-
think some of those things are valid criticism. But somewhere along the line, I think it also has improved the quality of the game. But more than that, you talked about brand promotion. I think name one event in India we host, which goes about with such perfection, okay, which can be compared to hosting of any world-class sporting or entertainment event. Name me one event. You know, give the devil
It's
due.
due.
Yeah, I think, you know, the way they do this event, that actually sets a good example. As I said, it's a fantastic business model that brings cricket, entertainment and business together. Why can't, I mean, it does set an example for us to think about doing this in other walks of life. And to that extent, that was my one reason for supporting IPL. Let me recap on the other reasons. I think the other thing is, the foremost thing is that you don't have to waste a full day, or you don't have to waste 5 days. You spend only 3 to 4 hours, and those are your evening hours.
For all of you guys who are watching us, Rajesh Mahapatra here is our Chief Content Officer. He doesn't like us wasting time on something like cricket, and that's one of the many reasons that he's supporting IPL. Rajesh, go on.
It's a 4-hour game, and it's, as somebody said, it's a joyful game. Enjoy it.
Yes.
Take it, you know, sporting events are supposed to entertain you, and this entertains you well. And then I talked about how it sort
Discovery
of
of
opens
talent.
up the great opportunity for small town boys. But let me come back, because there is one comment coming up which talks about, and probably that would be my last rationale for why I watch IPL and I
Yes.
like IPL, even though I don't follow cricket as much as people like Kunal Pradhan do. That question is.
Arvind Nayak?
No, that is one. So that we've spoken about the million jobs. We talked
course.
about what it does to generating new economic demand. So yes, it does create jobs for very different kind of people. But there was one comment which talked about whether IPL should be limited or restricted to only Indian players.
Sanskar Gupta has been asking that
Yeah,
question.
I think it's just for the opposite reason that I like IPL. And it is very important to talk about it at this point in time. When you watch IPL, yesterday again, going back to the match, because you do not watch
Watch it,
IPL, you
yes.
miss out on these beautiful, wonderful things that happen.
You might want to take a break from work
so
to watch a little bit of IPL.
We had Tahir,
Yes,
okay,
from Afghanistan.
from Afghanistan. He's a Muslim. He's from Afghanistan. In place of Tahir, there could have been some Muhammad Iqbal or somebody from Pakistan also. He took 3 wonderful wickets. Every time he took those wickets, I was watching the hugs that he was getting. Okay?
Right.
Nobody was thinking whether he's a Muslim, whether he's from Afghanistan, whether he's from Pakistan. It was a kind of camaraderie, it was kind of a team, it was kind of a collectiveness that you see. Okay? And that becomes so much important in the time and milieu that we are talking about these things. I love IPL, the way it has brought in unity in diversity. You got people coming from overseas locations. It could be an Australian, it could be an Englishman, it could be someone from the Caribbeans, it could be someone from South Africa, it could be someone from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. It doesn't matter what his religion is, it doesn't matter what his caste is, it doesn't matter whether someone is from a polished background from a metropolitan city or someone is from Jumrutilia. Okay? It brings all
Kunal,
of them.
he's really up the ante.
No, wait, I have a counter to this.
It brings them all together. This unity in diversity. It is so wonderful and so nice to watch, and I love IPL for that.
Right.
And I think there is a lot of.
But that's exactly what Prakash Sajde is
Right,
saying, Rajesh. He's
right,
agreeing with you that IPL
right.
has given smaller cricketing nations like Afghanistan a reason to believe that they can stand
No,
tall
I think-
among
No, I
big
think-
boys.
I think
in
Rajesh
cricket.
is
I think the
taking
bigger
this
point
to
that I'm
another
trying to
level.
make is IPL is there is an inclusive nature or character of IPL that you must
Right.
appreciate.
Okay,
Right.
Rajesh, so the IPL has been on for 10
But-
years. Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a very
Yes,
important
sure,
point
sure.
now.
You're trying
Has,
to hit out
has,
the humorous
has
point
the
that he's
last
making,
10
right?
years
Yes.
made us a more inclusive, more diverse, more tolerant nation in any way? I think the evidence of the last 10 years and what is happening on the ground these days actually goes against exactly what you're saying.
That is precisely the
But
reason
this
why
has
you
been
should
going
support
on.
IPL.
No, this
because
has been going on.
at a time when there is intolerance all around, where there is hatred, where it is becoming the ethnic, caste, religious identities are becoming more important than anything else. It is therefore reason to celebrate even such small examples that sort of kind of build your respect for diversity.
I think unfortunately Indians are able to discern between sporting camaraderie and political
But, Kunal,
camaraderie
away
too
from-
easily, because they never seem to get swayed by all the beautiful things that they see on the cricket ground when they actually take to the streets to oppose something that they don't agree with or something that they believe is against their beliefs. See, the point that I want to make is, so you've taken the IPL, like Rajesh was saying, you've brought in the money, you've brought in the cheerleaders, you've brought in the glamour, you've basically borrowed all these implements from other sporting events around the world, right? So you've taken the draft from the American system,
Right.
you've taken the cheerleaders from them, you've taken the music from what they do in Australia. But the difference is that what is happening in the middle of the ground
Yeah.
is the highest form of that particular sport, right?
Absolutely.
So you go to the NBA where they're cheerleaders,
Yes.
but apart from the cheerleading, you're watching the best of basketball play against each other, right? So you go to Wimbledon where you have your strawberries and cream and you have Cliff Richard singing oldies when it's raining,
course.
but you have the best of tennis being played,
Also
right?
happening, yeah.
Here what's happening is you've brought in the cheerleaders, you've brought in the parties, you've brought in the vuvuzelas from South Africa and the whole thing. But what's happening in the middle is actually not the highest form of cricket that is being played, because it's see, you have completely tilted the scales in favor of batsmen. Bowlers have no chance in the IPL. A bowling spell is great when a guy gives 30 runs in 4 overs.
Yes,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
mean that is the level that you have reduced the poor bowler to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have basically created a situation where all the scales are totally tilted. And I just have one question. Is cricket meant to be a festival of sixes? Or is cricket meant to be a contest between bat and ball? Aren't both people
As you
who
talk
are
about
right in
this
the middle of the
contest
pitch supposed to have a chance
But Kunal, as you
at
talk
getting the other one
about this
out?
contradiction between cricket and carnival, another thing that you were talking about is the actual contribution of IPL. Rahul Kejriwal has a question. For all the money that IPL has made, something that Rajesh was talking about, do you think it has actually led to the improvement of cricketing infrastructure in India in any way?
See, I don't think so.
It has.
No, I don't think so. The reason why I'm saying that is basically what has happened is that Indian cricket in about the 2010s was anywhere at a cusp when our grounds, etc., were far behind, other nations. When you had to host events such as the World Cup, you would have to catch up with them because you were going to countries like Australia, which were hosting the World Cup, and you had bar-coded tickets. You were swiping. Here there were 3 policemen, who were seeing whether you have the right ticket, somebody else was sitting in your seat, etc. There were no refreshments available, there were terrible toilets. So basically, we had anyway reached a point where we needed to
Upgrade.
So I think the upgradation would have happened in any case.
IPL is not the
Yes,
reason.
the Indian board anyway had tons of money without the IPL. And so that would have happened in any case. I think what has happened is that obviously, a lot of teams have sort of almost taken over certain facilities. And as a result of that, obviously there has been some boost in terms of infrastructure on the ground. But see, I think the biggest problem with the IPL is in fact what you hail as its biggest achievement, which is talent scout.
That's exactly why we're having
so
this
the
debate.
first IPL, there was just one name all around. Swapnil Asnodkar,
yeah.
right? Swapnil Asnodkar was a star of Rajasthan Royals. Swapnil Asnodkar was the man who
And we don't know where he is.
we don't know where he is
10
today.
years down
In
the line.
fact, there
That's
is
the beauty of it. You don't get besetted with the wrong talent that you've picked. It's gone.
No,
New
the
talent
thing
come in
is-
next year.
But you have a full toss ball from Prakhar Sajdev, who's saying that he believes that IPL has inspired several other leagues with several other, sporting events which are otherwise ignored in India. Badminton, hockey,
I
wrestling.
would tend to agree. I would tend to agree. I mean, definitely has had a rub of impact on other sports as well.
Right.
People have at least tried to see why or how this could be replicated in other sports. I think that has been a positive outcome. I think Prakhar is also sort of seconding my thought as to how it has become a platform for cultural exchanges, where foreign players are wearing kurtas, paijamas, and eating tandoori chicken and dal makhani, and vice versa. Indians are also Indian players are, and small town boys are getting exposed to this, a global
cosmopolitan way.
culture, and I think that also inspires a lot of our youngsters, and that's what we need to do that. Last question I want to say. See, nobody is taking away the ODIs. Nobody is taking away the test. The test matches are there. The ODIs are there. For more evolved cricket watchers like
Cricket
Kunal Pradhan,
intellectuals, yeah.
that privilege still is there. Why are you trying to do what the Brahmins did with Sanskrit? That, only a certain set of people would watch cricket and not many would watch cricket. So IPL is
The
a kind of a
This has
mass.
become-
democratization of
It's got a
cricket.
This
mass
has
reach.
become the easiest way to win an argument
These days.
is whoever you're arguing with,
Make
you
a
call them an
humanist
elitist.
appeal. I mean,
So
humanist appeal.
you want cricket to be watched in a country of 1.2 billion people. You want cricket to be watched by a few millions. What's the harm if IPL helps it be watched by 15 million people, tens of millions of people, or hundreds of million people like me? Even though we don't understand much of cricket, it is inclusive, and we watch it because for what it is.
See, the
Before you
argument,
go to that, Archit Sinha has a very
point.
interesting question. Can we have another Cheteshwar Pujara from IPL? Kunal, why don't you take
I don't
this
think we can. And the
Why
reason
do you-
is,
yeah.
no, I think the kind of cricket that he plays, the kind of cricket that India needs, is just against what the IPL is trying to promote. It's going to be very hard. See, I'm telling you, somebody like Cheteshwar Pujara, it's very hard for him to become a brand in these days.
Right.
Rahul Dravid, one of India's greatest batsmen, very lucky that he played before the IPL. Yeah, because these are just
would never-
qualities that
he would
we
have never
don't
got picked by
appreciate. We
IPL.
don't appreciate these
But
qualities.
isn't
any
he
longer.
coaching an IPL team?
No, he is. I know. Everybody is invited to this party except for critics. But they've all jumped over. Good for them. But I'm just saying that actually these are qualities that cricket used to help us to celebrate. Endurance, patience, fortitude, great.
The gentleman's game and
yes,
its qualities.
it's not about just, it's
And the
basically,
qualities
these are
associated
characters
with
that have built humanity, right? And the IPL actually goes against all these characters. See, the IPL may be good for other sports in terms of giving them an idea. You know,
It could be
sporting,
good for cricket also.
but it's not good for cricket. That is
But do you
my
think the
point.
league has actually spawned the number of leagues that it has spawned in other
Yeah,
sports is good for them?
I think in a few years down we'll need to debate whether those other leagues
Yeah.
have actually helped their respective sports or not. Not just in terms of discoverability, but also in terms of quality.
Yes.
Also in terms of, you know, performances in the international arena.
Right.
You know,
But even before Rajesh interjects you, Prakhar Sachdeo has decided to
take over this
yes,
conversation.
he's saying that who would have ever thought that a cricketer from Saurashtra playing for Rajasthan Royals would one day rule ICC test charts. Case in point, Ravindra Jadeja.
Yeah. I'll just say, who would have ever thought that Ravindra Jadeja, whether he was from Saurashtra or Rajasthan, would ever be number one in test bowling or number two all-rounder. He's anyway like a shocking bolt from the blue. I mean, he's a cricketer who we wait every 6 months to finally
Discover.
implode,
Yeah.
but he just doesn't. He keeps going.
But there's
So
also
I
a
think
great
he's
thing that
he's
has happened also with
he's
IPL.
a,
Delhi boys
separate
playing for teams Bangalore, Mumbai boys playing for Kolkata,
Inclusive,
Gujarat boys playing for Rajasthan Royals. I think this is also a great outcome of IPL. Not just foreign players coming here from all over the world, but also within the country. I think some of these things, it is. I would think it definitely offers a great
Kunal is
cultural
itching to give an
platform.
answer
No,
to you.
I just, I just want to make this very clear. I don't say ban the IPL, stop the IPL, IPL is evil. I just say let's put the IPL in context. What is it that you're trying to achieve from the IPL? Why should all international cricket be completely disregarded when compared with the IPL? Why should playing half a season of IPL
Nobody is
be more
disregarding.
lucrative? No, be more lucrative for people than playing 5 years of Test cricket. Why should that?
You're saying the money and the marketing is stacking
Why
it
will
against all other sporting
why
events.
will anybody at that point focus on, what cricket was meant to be?
Yeah.
A contest between bat and ball. Played over 5 days ideally, or over 100 overs as it later turned out to be in different forms. When you skew the scale so much that the IPL in the end is the only thing that will sustain you. You play one season of IPL, you've earned as much money as you would have earned playing 3 years of international cricket if you manage to get a good contract. So why will anybody want to do that? I just think we need to ask that question. So by all means play the IPL.
I think we can never end this
Yes.
debate. So
Absolutely.
why don't we leave it with you to
Wrapping up
declare the
this entire-
score here? It's
the,
1-1.
the senior
2-2.
editors here, I would not want to jeopardize my chances in Hindustan Times, so no scores. Beautifully debated the topic of IPL, and for all of you who watched us, please click the like button, share it with your friends and your family, and do not go away from our Facebook page, because it's not only IPL that we're debating. Many more Facebook lives are coming up your way. Keep engaging with us on our Facebook page. Follow us on our Twitter handle is @HTTweets, and also visit our website hindustantimes.com. We have for you all the latest news and views. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you.